Good morning. Once again, we are set for another edition of Your Life Matters with clinical social worker Dr. Beth Plachetka from Safe Harbor Counseling and Dr. Beth Speaks. Good morning, Dr. Beth. How are we on this Monday?
Hi, Mike. I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. Today, we focus on communication. Clear communication is our topic.
Yes. Well, I was a teacher, as I've mentioned before, for a long time. And my longest stint in the same place was 7th and 8th graders. And, you learn a lot with kids who are just in that time of life because they're very, if you leave something out, if you are too specific or not, well, you can't be too specific, but not specific enough, the variety of responses that you get can just be unbelievable. So I've learned, too, that it's important to say what you mean, keep it simple, have 3 ways of saying the same thing, and I'm going to put the caveat on that does not include a reason why, and I'll explain that.
Okay.
And then if something changes, we got to let them know. So first, if we think about 8th graders, that part of their brain, 7th and 8th grade, is developing that they can start to reason. So any vagueness, well, you told me it was due on Tuesday, and it's still Tuesday, and it's 7 o'clock at night. Can I send it in to you now? Well, I meant Tuesday during the school day.
Right.
Then the next time I have to be more specific. They'll reason like a lawyer, and I loved working. I loved these kids. I love that age. So when you're giving a direction, when you're explaining something, you always want to say what you mean. This report is due on this day. And then they'll say, what is it due today? Is it due on Friday? The answer is either yes or no. I mean, you don't want to tell, there may be circumstances that it would be extended. If you're sick, it's different and all that kind of stuff. But we get confusing when we say all that stuff. Yes, it's due Friday. If you have any other questions, you can see me privately. Keep it simple and use specific behavioral outcomes. So at the end of this activity, we're going to have a paper written. Okay, it's going to have 3 paragraphs or 5 paragraphs. And then we do each step. Now, anytime you're communicating, especially to 8th graders, but I find I need it when someone's giving me the directions. Okay, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah.
Because you know what? I heard it the first time, but I was also putting it in my brain in a different way. Then, after, say to the listeners, what did you hear me say? Tell each other what you heard me say so that there's really some clarity. Then begin the activity. And then, after about 10 minutes, you would stop the activity and say, okay, this is what you should be doing. Because, again, we all get off on our own tangent, our own interpretation, if we really want to be clear. Another skill that I found was very helpful is to find 3 ways of saying the same thing without offering reasons. So I'm trying to think, like if I said, if they'd say, are you going to be here Friday? Yes, of course I'm going to be here Friday. Well, they'll go, well, what if it rains? Well, I'll drive in the rain. You know what I mean? I'll sing to my kids. They'll say, can I have a cookie? No, we're going to eat soon. Okay, now as soon as I said that, they're going to say to me, but I'm hungry now.
Right.
So the answer is just, no, not now. And then saying it 3 different ways. No, not now. I'm hungry. Well, I know you're hungry. We'll eat soon. And then they'll say something again. They'll say, we're not having cookies now. And then, because they've already forgotten, they will start over again. I could start the same 3 over again and just emphasize a different word. But if I start giving them reasons, they start solving them. You can't wear that. Those shorts don't match that shirt.
There's always a counter.
There's a counter
answer. Yeah.
And then another important thing is that if something changes, one of the things we forget to do is let people know. Sometimes schedules would change and test times would change. I'd have to say, hey, we're moving it up, and because we're moving it up, I'm going to let you use your notes today or whatever. So we want to keep it clear, direct, and simple. Include conditions, or don't include conditions, words with double meanings, and lots of options. All you're going to end up with is confusion.
Yeah, whether it's 8th graders or folks our age, let's
Yep.
keep it simple, and it's good advice there. You can find out more about this topic. You can listen to this show and past shows online at Safe